This conference will now be recorded.
Hello, good morning, everyone. Let's start the session. Today, we are going to discuss about AWS Amazon Web Services. Why so many companies they are moving their workloads or their data centers. They are just keeping away and they are moving to cloud. Why they are moving? What are the benefits we'll get while moving to the cloud? How will be the pricing model? And what and all services we have to learn to work as a cloud engineer? All those things that we will see. And today, just we will see why this cloud computing are these, what are the different cloud providers are there, what and all services currently Amazon is providing, how to log in and how to create an account to practice, okay? And what and all services we are going to cover, the syllabus content and duration, and what and all things that you will get along with the course. So all those things that I'll explain today. Maybe tomorrow onwards, we will start with service by service, one by one service. And all. Okay. So before going to the cloud, first we have, before going to this AWS and all, we have to know about cloud computing. What is meant by cloud computing? So I think this is the term which is like in trending from the last maybe 12 to 14 years when AWS Cloud came into the picture. So this term is very famous because so many companies earlier, before the cloud came into the picture, they have to maintain their data centers in order to like deploy their applications and all. They need some servers, right? So those servers and all, they have to maintain. So they have to build a data center and they have to purchase some servers and they have to take care about everything, networking setup, managing that servers, security to that entire data center, and power supply or internet supply. Okay, all those things they have to take the burden. They have to look into it. So for that, they have to hire some networking related engineers. They have to hire some security guys. So like that, a lot of manpower is involved over there. Okay, and a lot of cost also involved there in order to establish a data center and all. Suppose if it is a startup kind of thing, it will be very difficult, right? They don't have to invest that much amount. Suppose let's say I have an idea and maybe I hired one or two developers and I developed one application which I have to deploy and all. For that I need some servers. Before the cloud is not there, what I have to do, definitely I have to maybe take a building for rent, or I have to purchase some building where I have to buy some servers, and inside where I have to deploy. And in order to deploy, I need some candidates. In order to maintain that networking setup, I have to hire some networking engineers. So like that, a lot of people, and I have to take care about the security of that entire data center and power supply and network setup. All these things should be 24 by 7 needs to be supplied. Okay, we should have power backup and everything should be taken care properly, because an application means which needs to be run 24 by 7, almost every web application, because then only we'll get some business from that application. Suppose Amazon, Flipkart, all these applications should be run 24 by 7, right? If it is not run for 1 hour, they will get some huge loss within that particular 1 hour. A lot of requests will not be lot of requests will happen at that particular time. Okay, so that's why they'll always try to maintain the application 24 by 7. So in order to do all these things, so startup things and all, like very small companies or startup companies, they can't able to afford that much amount, right? They can't able to invest that much amount. They can't able to provide all these things and all. So for that purpose, Amazon got an idea. Amazon in, I think in 2008 they got an idea where they started providing the resources. Suppose let's say in order to start deploying an application, what and all services, what and all things are required for a startup company. Let's say they need some servers, okay, and they need some databases, and they need some storage for storage purpose. Maybe they need some hard disk or something kind of thing, and they need network for all these resources, they need network 24 by 7, and they need power, okay, and they need security. So all these things like this, lot of things they can able to require from in order to deploy their applications or in order to do their business, they need all these resources. Okay, so how they can able to provide all these resources? So they started thinking and they implemented a console called AWS Console or AWS UI, user interface. They developed an UI, and that they have some resources like they established the data centers on behalf of some other companies. They build their data centers at different locations of the globe. Suppose, let's say in India, currently Amazon has the data center in Mumbai. Similarly, in America, they have different locations like North Virginia is there, and then Oregon is there, and then Ohio is there, and in Singapore they have the data center. Okay, so like that, around, for example, I'm saying around 20 plus data centers are there in the world. AWS has their data centers. Around 20 plus data centers are there. The locations are the geographic locations where currently these data centers are set up. Those are nothing but regions. Okay, AWS, where they are maintaining these data centers, the geographic location is nothing but the region. Currently, it has almost 20 plus regions are there. These are the examples. Let's say in India, Mumbai, Singapore, in US, something is there. So like that, you once you log into the portal, that Amazon portal, where you can see which regions it has the data centers. The locations are nothing but the regions. And the next one, inside the region. For example, within a region, it will try to maintain different data centers. Suppose, let's say in Mumbai, they will not set up one data center inside the Mumbai. Maybe North Mumbai, they will try to maintain one data center. South Mumbai, they'll try to maintain one data center. East Mumbai, one data center. West Mumbai, one data center. So like that, maybe some 3 to 4 different locations around Mumbai, they'll try to maintain the data center. Why? Because if something goes wrong, bit to maybe north side, any cyclone happen, any natural disaster occurs, cyclone or some earthquakes happen. So at the time, if the complete data center goes down also, because other companies are depending, right? Other companies are providing business to these cloud, and where they are trusting this AWS such that their application will run 24 by 7. Whatever the problem occurs, they will try to uh, provide their resources, or they will try to run their applications 24 by 7, because they are uh, this AWS is charging, right? Amazon is charging the companies because of maintaining the servers and maintaining the data center. So they should provide the trust to the customer, saying that we will try to maintain your applications or your servers always up and running 24 by 7. You should be running. If something like earthquakes or cyclones or natural disasters occurs also, your servers will be maintained in some other data center also. For that reason, within the Mumbai itself, they'll try to maintain at different locations. Okay, suppose if something goes happens also, entire Mumbai, definitely it will be very large, right? In this, so it won't be affect the entire region. For that purpose, they'll try to maintain a different data centers within the Mumbai itself. These data centers, actual data centers, are called availability zones. These are some terms which are involved in the AWS I'm mentioning. So in interviews, they may ask what is meant by region. So what you have to say? So region is nothing but a geographic location where AWS is managing their data center. That is nothing but the region. So how many regions are there? Currently, Amazon has 20 plus data centers. Sorry, 20 plus regions are there. Instead of saying data centers, those are called regions or geographic locations. Okay, so these availability zones are nothing but the actual data centers. So these are almost a lot of things are there in each and every region itself. They have some 4 to 5. So that's why these are almost some 80 plus. For example, I'm saying because this count will vary always. They are trying to introduce some new regions and they are trying to introduce some new data centers. Currently, I think you are aware in Hyderabad also they are building their data center. So in high-tech city or somewhere, they are building their data center currently. They will try to establish the data center at different locations inside the Hyderabad also. Currently in Hyderabad, one location they are developing that data center. Once that data center is completed also, we will get a lot of job opportunities in Amazon itself. Instead of some other companies and all, we will get lot of opportunities in that data center only. Okay. And one more thing, so many people will get the doubt saying that I'm learning some course which is related to Amazon, right? So do we need to get the job in only Amazon company? No. So a lot of companies will use this Amazon cloud, AWS cloud. So we can able to get the opportunities whoever is using this AWS cloud. Okay. So what is meant by the AWS? AWS is nothing but Amazon Web Services. What is the relation between this AWS and the cloud computing? So currently you got an idea, I think. What is meant by cloud computing means providing the resources to a rental basis. Suppose let's say these all resources currently Amazon is providing to rent. Suppose let's say I want some server, let's say one server which is having some this much of CPU and this much of memory. So whenever we are purchasing a laptop, we will see, right? I need this much RAM to my laptop, or I need this much GB of RAM, this much CPU, or this much disk space I want, this much storage I want. This is the processor I want. Okay, so like that, we will check the configuration of the laptop, right? Whenever we are purchasing a laptop. Similarly, when we are taking the server from the Amazon console or from AWS, we are creating a server means we will see all that configuration, which configuration of the server you want, how much memory you want, memory or how much RAM you want, how much disk space you want. Okay, all those things we will see and we can able to get whatever the configuration server we want. But we have to pay the amount, how big the server you are using. So that much amount you have to pay. Okay. So every month you have to pay the amount. In the end of the month, AWS will provide some cost, what and all resources you have used. So for each resource, there will be some billing. So in the end of the month, they will charge some billing. We have to pay that amount. So then what is the role of the cloud engineer? So once we learn this course, our role will be cloud engineer. So many companies, the role will be cloud engineer. Some companies, the role will be, they will say AWS consultant. Okay, some companies, they will be AWS engineer. But majorly you can see the role is cloud engineer. So cloud is nothing but you know, right? So providing these resources to rental basis as a pay as you go model. Pay as you go model means how many resources you have used. So here we are not purchasing servers. We are not purchasing databases. So we are not purchasing any other things. So everything we are getting on a rental basis. Let's say I have used a server for 6 hours in a month. I have to pay. Per hour basis, they will charge something. For that 6 hours, I have to pay some billing. Okay. This is how on a rental basis we are paying some amount to the cloud providers. What and all different cloud providers are there? Initially, Amazon came and later Azure came into the picture, which is from Microsoft. Okay, so this AWS is from Amazon. AWS Cloud is developed by Amazon. Azure Cloud came into the picture, so which is developed by Microsoft, and then GCP, Google Cloud Platform. So if you have any doubts in the middle, just please stop me and ask. Okay. Or you can paste your doubts in the chat window also. So in the end of the session, we will discuss. So these are the three different major public clouds currently we have the job opportunities and they have the huge market currently. Okay. So AWS has more market when compared with any other cloud provider. So after that, Azure has a market and then GCP. So the companies who is managing their own data centers, they started moving from the data center to the cloud provider instead of maintaining that data center on their own. Either any company, either it is TCS or Wipro or Infosys or whatever the company, each and everyone they are using cloud provider. Okay, suppose all these, let's say TCS or Wipro, all these companies, they have the openings on AWS, Azure, and GCP. Definitely, they will use all three major public clouds, but major portion they will use AWS. And a lot of small companies and all, initially they are into the AWS. Now they will maybe verify which cloud is providing the resources at cheap cost and which is cost effective, which is cost will be low. All those things they will consider and they will choose the cloud. Okay, but lot of companies they will be moving from their data centers to the cloud already. Almost 70 to 80% of the companies they have moved from their data centers to cloud. Some of the companies still they are managing their own data centers. Okay, those are called on-premise data centers. So you can see this one once you maybe joined in any company. You can see this word multiple times on-premise. On-premise is nothing but they are maintaining their own data center. They have to take care about the responsibility of the data center. So if something power gone, so they have to take care. Say network is not coming, then they have to take care. Okay. So security, authentication, who will be allowed to that particular data center, everything they have to take care. Okay. So this is about on-premise data center. So each and every company which is before cloud, they have their own data center. So now they are moving these on-premise data centers to the clouds because in cloud we are getting lot of benefits. It doesn't require that we have to maintain everything. Everything the cloud provider they will take care. Okay, who is managing the cloud? Suppose let's say I am moving to AWS cloud. Amazon will take care about that part. Just we have to go to the console and we have to say I need this big server or I need this small server. So I need this much amount of time. Once my workloads are completed, I'll close that server. Okay, then I will pay the amount up to which particular amount of time I have used the server. For that particular amount of time, I have to pay the bill. Okay, so this is how the major responsibility of the cloud engineering is moving our workloads from on-premise data center to the cloud. So if they are moving to the cloud means first we have to create the account. Okay, suppose let's say I am choosing AWS cloud. Some of them are choosing GCP cloud. Some of them are choosing Azure cloud. Suppose let's say the company decided to move their workloads from on-premise data center to the AWS cloud. Okay, so then first step is they have to create an account that is called AWS account. Okay, so for practice purpose also we need an account that is called free tier account, AWS free tier account. Free tier account is nothing but for the first 1 year they won't charge that much, almost free. Okay, couple of services it is cost, but rest of the services we can able to practice at free of cost. So each and everyone you have to create an account in order to practice the resources. You have to create the account. So now we will see how to create that account. So if you want to create the account, first you can go to this browser and just search for AWS free tier account. So today, everyone just to create, if you don't have the account, free tier account, just to create by following the steps. So just search for AWS free tier account. And here you can see this is the link, aws.amazon.com free. Free computing, cloud computing services is there, right? So just click on that link, and where it will ask you what is your mail ID, what is the name of the account you want, what is the password you want to set, all those things it will ask. So once you click on that link, here you can see there is an option called create a free account option is there. So just click on that account, sorry, just click on that link. So once you click on the link, you will get this sign up page. Sign up for AWS is there, right? So here you have to provide your mail ID and your whatever the password you want for your AWS account. This is not your email password. Okay. So this is whatever the password you want, you can set your password and same password, confirm password. And what is the name of your AWS account? Just provide your name. Okay. So your mail ID and what is the password you want to log into your account, confirm password, and your name. So all these four details you can provide and just click on continue. This is the step one only. So in step two, where it will ask what type of account it is, just to select the basic account or free tier account option will be there. Don't select, there is an option called professional account. It doesn't require that professional account. In organizations and all, we have to select that one. But for practice purpose, whatever the first option is there, just select that option. And next one, where it will ask you your complete address. And then next one, it will ask you your payment details, how you will pay the monthly bill and all. So for first 1 year, they will be providing at free of cost only. But for security purpose, you have to provide your payment details. By mistake, let's say, couple of services are cost, right? If you use those particular services, or if you use some resources which are exceed the free tier limit. So for each and every resource, there are some limits are there. Okay. Suppose servers are there means you can't use 24/7. Maybe some couple of hours you can use in a day or in a month. There are some limits for practice also. Once you exceed that particular limit where you have to pay some bill, you will get some bill. Okay, in the end of the month you will get some bill. So but without paying, they will not debit the amount from your account. Okay, just they will suppose by mistake if you get some billing also, don't worry, it doesn't require that you have to pay that bill and all. Okay. uh, so suppose let's say by mistake you got some billing, and they will not stop you if you doesn't pay the bill also, they will not stop you to use your AWS account. Suppose sometimes they will stop also, just you can create one more account. Don't pay the bill, you can create one more account. That's it, with some new different mail ID and password. So without your permission, they will not debit any amount from the account which you have provided. And here for payment details, earlier they may accepted the debit card and credit cards. Now they are not accepting the debit cards mostly. So all the credit cards they are accepting, but some of the debit cards, like some SBI debit cards, they are accepting. But sometimes SBI also will not work. Just if you don't have credit card, just try with debit card, which is SBI. It may work. So if it is not working, just you have to use credit card only to create the account, AWS account. Okay, so other bank debit cards, ATM cards, and all, they are not accepting. Just try. Sometimes it is working, sometimes it is not working. Okay, just try and create the account by following the steps. At one step, they will provide one OTP kind of thing. Some 4-digit OTP will be displayed on the screen, and you have to provide your mobile number. So you will get a verification call. In that verification call, you have to enter the 4-digit OTP. Okay. And one more thing, once you provide the payment details, so 2 rupees will be debited from this account and will be credited back after 1 week or something. So this 2 rupees is for verification purpose, whether you have provided the correct details or not. Okay. So for that purpose, 2 rupees will be debited and will be credited back. So once the payment is completed, then only your account will be activated. Okay. Once the 2 rupees will be debited, then only once this verification is over, then only your account will be completely activated. Suppose once your account is completely activated, so same link, see, sign into an existing account. Suppose if you already have an account, you can directly log into this portal So this is the page where you can able to log into your account. So first time how you can come to that page, you can just type AWS space console, AWS console or AWS console login. Any one of the term you can just type, and this is the page. This is the link. AWS Management Console is there, right? Just click on that link. And here you can see log back in option is there. Or here sign in option is there. Anyone you can use. Let me click on the sign in option. So once you click on sign in, it will take you to the sign in page, login page of the AWS account. So this is the login page. So here there are two users. One is root user, other one is the IAM user. For now, first time you have to log in with the root user only. Okay. So we can know more details about what is meant by this IAM user and all going forward. But once you created the account, just log in with the root user and provide your mail ID. Whatever the mail ID earlier you have registered, just provide that mail ID. Just click on next. If you don't have account, just here you can see create a new account is there. From here also you can create an account. But we already created an account. So let me provide my mail ID. Just click on next. So once you click on next, where a verification code will come, where you have to provide that one. Let me provide proper value. Once you provide that verification code correctly, so where it will ask the password of your account. Earlier we set some password, right? So let me provide that password. So once you click on sign in, so you can able to log into your AWS console. This is the page where you will log in daily and you have to work. Okay. So this is the page. So currently, let me scroll this down. So here, this is the portal. Let it be loaded completely. So here you can see on the top right side where you can see your account name. What is the account name you have provided while creating the account? That name will get displayed over here. And where you can able to log out option also will be there over here. Log out or sign out option. See, sign out. If you want to log out from this account or portal, where you can click on this button. Okay. And this is my name of the account. And this is the account ID. Each and every account will get one ID or one number. This is the account ID. And where you can see the account information. Who is the owner for that account? What is the address you have provided? What is the payment details, billing details? Okay. All those things you can able to see it over here. And some billing information you can able to see it over here. And if you want to change the password of your user and all, where you can see the security credentials option, you have to click. So we will see all these details going forward. Okay, so one by one we will see in detail. So this is the page where you can see your account information, account ID, and some billing related information, how much bill I am getting on a monthly basis. Okay, and if you want to change the password, so if you want to log out, this is the page where it will be helpful. And the right side, you can see one more option called North Virginia. Currently it is selected. But you can see there are different options are there. North Virginia, Ohio is there, North California, Oregon, Cape Town, Hong Kong, Mumbai, Singapore, Sydney, Tokyo. So these are called the regions. I mentioned right earlier, there are 20 plus regions are there in AWS. So these are the different regions. Suppose let's say I want to create some servers in US region. Then you can select that particular option and then you can able to create your servers in that region without going to US. Then you are creating your server in the US data center. Okay, so that is how it will work. Suppose let's say I have designed an application, let's say which is related to Singapore, only the Singapore customers. I have the more number of customers in Singapore. I want to set up my servers or I want to set up my data center in Singapore only. But without going to Singapore, by sitting at India, I can able to deploy my application in Singapore. Then Singapore customers can able to connect to my application very fast and very effectively. For that reason, it will be helpful to deploy your application where you have more number of customers. Okay, suppose let's say YouTube is there. For example, YouTube is the one application. YouTube application has the customers all over the world, right? So definitely YouTube has their workloads at different locations of the world. So in India also they will maintain their data center. In US also they will maintain their data center. Maybe in Australia also they'll maintain their data center. So like that, at different locations of the globe, they'll try to maintain the data center. Okay, so this is how each and every application who has the customers in that particular region, they'll try to maintain the data center or they'll depend on the cloud in that particular region. Okay, they'll try to set up some servers in that particular region. Then only the customers can able to log into the portal or they can work that, but they can able to use that particular application very effectively. Otherwise, it will be very slow. If it is in different, the data center is in different location, and if the customer is connecting, then there will be it will be very slow and all. Okay, so where you can see all the regions list, almost some 20 plus regions are there. Suppose Mumbai, you can see the name itself, you can say Mumbai or AP South 1, whatever it may be. Okay, you can call that as Mumbai region or you can call that as AP South 1 region. Both are same. Inside Asia Pacific, you can see these are the different regions. So Mumbai is the one region, Seoul is the one region, Singapore is the one region, Sydney is the one region. So like that. So each and everything has AP South one, AP East one, AP North one. So like that, they have given some different naming convention also. Okay. So suppose let's say currently we are in India and we have to create our workloads in Mumbai or we have to create our servers and all in Mumbai. It is not like that. You can able to create your servers in any of these regions. But for practice purpose, better you can choose one region, whatever the region you want. You can choose one region and create everything in that region only. Okay. Otherwise, suppose today I'm creating something in Mumbai region. Tomorrow, if I'm logged into Singapore region, then it will be very difficult. Maybe by mistake you created some servers and after done your practice and you have not deleted that resource and tomorrow you are working on some other region, then you will think that you have not created any servers. But in some other region, until you come back to this region, you don't know these there are some servers which are running and all. Okay. Once I log into this region, I can see the servers which are running in this region. If I log into this, if I click on this particular region, then only I can know what and all servers are running in this particular region. Okay, so for that region, it is better. By mistake, if you created some servers and if you forget to delete the servers also, uh, at least tomorrow if you log in, then you can able to know, right? By mistake, yesterday I have not deleted the resource. At least today I have to delete that resource. Like that, you know. By mistake, if you are creating a different regions, if you are using, maybe after 1 month you log into the region which you logged in 1 month back, then that 1 month the server will run and the free tier limit will exceed and where you will get some billing and all. We will always tries to avoid the billing in free tier. Okay, some of the services are free, some of the services are having some limit survey. Once you exceed the limit, they will provide some billing and all. We will see what and all limits and how to use that within that particular limits by going forward service by service. I will explain. Okay, this is about regions concept. And whenever you have any doubts which is related to AWS, let's say, so some billing related information, you got some more bill which you have not used the service, but AWS still they charged some billing and all. By mistake also, sometimes if AWS charged some billing, you can able to contact AWS support center. Here you can see the option support center. Okay, by mistake, definitely billing and all will not happen. Very rare situation it will happen. But some technical related information, you have some doubt which is related to AWS. But in free tier, we can't able to contact support for technical related information and all. Suppose I have some doubt which is related to this service, EC2 service, or this S3 service. These are called some services in AWS Cloud. So I have some doubt which is related to this service means. So in pre-tier, we can't able to contact support, but in organizations and all, they will create one real-time account, right? In that account, we can take the help of the AWS support. In organizations, they will encourage your manager or team lead will encourage to use the AWS support because you don't want to do any mistakes and all. Definitely, you have to take the support of the AWS, and you can do whenever you got some doubt, you can take the help of the AWS support also. That is the main advantage of going to the cloud engineer because so many people currently they are putting some fake experience and all, right? How they are managing, they are relying upon the AWS support, and along with that, they are this is how like there is no much programming and all is not required. Okay, so there are some small commands and all is required sometimes, but it doesn't require any programming knowledge and all. That's why so many people they are moving to the cloud. So this is how, and here there is a documentation which will provide for each and every service. Complete documentation is there. Okay, so if you want, you can just go to this particular documentation page, and if you click on here, some small videos and all will be there, which is related to AWS. So this is how where you can able to work with. So if I open the documentation page, so for each and every service, see, suppose if I opened EC2 service, how I can able to work. Suppose I don't know how to create a server completely. So here you can open the documentation, and here they will explain step by step. In this step, what you have to do. Next step, what you have to do. Everything they have explained here. So if you want to see that. So first, what is meant by EC2? What are the features of this EC2? Okay, how to get started with EC2? How to create an EC2 account? Sorry, EC2 instance. How to create a new account? See, sign up for AWS means new account creation. If you don't know how to create a new account also, here they will simply explain step by step how to log into the account and all. Once you log into the account, you have to create a key pair. This is also a first step where you have to do. So we have to create a key pair. Going forward, we will see how to create a key pair and all. And we have to create a security group, how to create that one and all. Going forward, we will discuss. Suppose if you want to create a key pair, you don't know. So how to create a key pair? See, so you have to click on this link, and then you have to select the key pair. Then you have to click on this create key pair button. Then you have to provide a name. Okay, so like that, see, step by step, clearly they will explain. So it doesn't require that you have to by heart the things and you have to know each and everything. If you don't know something also, you can come to the documentation of the particular service. Inside the documentation, they'll explain uh, for each and everything. Suppose let's say I want to create a security group here. How to create a security group and all everything they will explain clearly inside this documentation. You can go and you can read the documentation. They will allow us to use the Google and to use the documentation in the cloud. Okay, this is how it will be very helpful. Suppose programming, if you went to Java, .NET, or any programming language, so coding and all they will not, right? So definitely we have to write everything from the scratch. But here you can rely upon this documentation. Still, if you are not understanding the documentation and if you are not able to do, then you can contact AWS support. I'm facing this issue and I'm not able to understand this one. Then where AWS support will help you for that. Okay. So this is about support regions and the this portal and all. So if you click on this services button, this is the search button where you can search for a particular service. But if you click on this grid symbol, services grid symbol, where you can see all the services over here. There are a lot of services are there. If you go to the home page of the service, where you can see all the services list. Here I have maintained some services, right? These I will use on a regular basis these services. So I made these as favorites. So that's why here these are displaying. Here you can able to set a lot of services as a favorite. So those things you can able to display it over here. Usually we will create some bookmarks and all, right? In order to log in easily, we will create some bookmarks. Similarly, here I am saving these services. I am making these services as favorite to log in very easily. So if you want to list all the services, this is the list of all the services currently AWS is providing. See, these many services are there. Each and everything is a one service. But it doesn't require that you have to learn all these services. Within that, some 20 plus or 30 plus services will be used by so many organizations. We will learn those services only. Okay. Because within all the services, some services are related to machine learning. Who is learning machine learning course, they have to learn about these particular services. Someone will learn about data analytics and all, they have to know about these tools. Someone will learn about robotics, blockchain. So those people have to know. IoT is there. IoT is also one software course so many people will learn, right? They have to know about these particular services. Okay, suppose you got some job which is related to some IoT based company. So at the time you have to learn about these tools and all. Okay, some companies, if you are, which is related to some machine learning related companies, there, then at the time they may use these services. At the time you have to learn about that one. So right now it doesn't require that you have to know about all these services, because some thousands of services are there. Here it is showing these services. Within the service, you can see there are a lot of sub services are there. Okay, but within each and every category, suppose let's say this is compute. Within the compute, we have to know about EC2, Lambda, these two things for sure. And storage is there. Within the storage, you have to know about S3, S3 glacier, S3 backup, sorry, AWS backup, like that. Similarly, in database, we will learn about RDS, DynamoDB, and there is one more concept is there called Redshift. We will learn about that. So this is how, whichever it is important, that I have mentioned inside the syllabus copy. And if you want to go to that syllabus content, so this is the course content which we are going to cover in the next 1 month. So it will take 30 days for sure. If you take some breaks and all in between, and Sunday will take a break sometimes. So that's why it may be completed hardly in 40 days for sure. Okay. So within 40 days, we can able to finish. So today 10th, right? Maybe March 20, by March 20, we can able to finish the AWS course. And AWS course, we need Linux basics also for sure. As a prerequisites, we need Linux. So I'm mentioned that one also. I'm going to teach Linux also, almost some 2 to 3 days. We will spend completely on Linux. Okay, because we have to know about all Linux commands and all. So almost 2 days or 3 days we will spend completely on Linux. Later we will start the AWS course. Inside AWS, you can see introduction, first module where I mentioned introduction to the cloud computing and how to set up a free tier account and what are the free tier limits are there. All those things we covered, right? Almost today, free tier limits is not covered, but introduction to cloud computing, setting up the AWS free tier account, these two things we covered. And this one, what is meant by regions? What are the different regions are there? And what is meant by availability zones? This is also we covered today. Regions and availability zones, I mentioned that's why. Okay, region is nothing but the geographic location. Availability zone is nothing but the data center inside the region. So next one, introduction to AWS management console. We already logged into the portal and where we explain how we can able to what and all options are there, what are the different services are there and all. So going forward, service by service, we will look into it and we will see that one. Okay, and if you want to see the billing information also, I'll explain how the billing will looks like and all, how to. So anyway, we will one day we'll come to billing part and we will explain, but just I'll show you how the billing will display and all. So if you click on this portal and if you go to the billing dashboard, where this portal will open, just it will show you how much billing I am getting on a monthly basis. Any doubts till now? So by showing this billing and we will stop our today's session. So maybe this month I got the billing of $5, 5 point. Let me go to the bills page inside the billing. And if I see the February month bill, where you can see $0.27, I got it. Okay. So if I go to the January month bill, here a drop down list is there, right? If you click on the drop down, where you can see the previous month's bills and all. So actually, this is not a my free tier account. Free tier account will be eligible only for 1 year. I already created this account in March 2019, means almost 2 years back, 2 or 3 years almost. So that's why I'm getting some billing. Up to 1 year, mostly you will not get any bill. Suppose if you observe March 2019 bill, $0. I didn't get any billing at all. So if you see April 2019 also, I have not used. So that's why the invoice is not generated. I have not used the account in April. So May 2019, I have not used. June, June I got some billing. Maybe some service I have used, which is not under free tier account. Free tier limit is not there, which is not free. See, which service I got the bill also clearly they will explain. $0.94 I got the bill for transfer family. For that one I got this much bill. For that GST and all total $1.11 I have to pay. In Indian rupees, it is 76 rupees. So I didn't pay this much amount, but still I am able to use my portal. Sometimes AWS will stop using. If you doesn't pay the bill, they'll stop. At the time, we have to create the one more account. So if you see the January month bill and all, maybe $15 I got. $15 means almost 1,157. So this is how in free tier we will get some billing. But within 1 year, almost you will not get any bill and all. Once that 1 year is over, you can create one more account with some different mail ID. Okay, that's it. This is how you can able to create an account and you can practice. But in the original accounts and in the real-time scenario, where this billing is very, very high, it will be some 10,000, 20,000. Currently in our organization, we are getting almost 1,30,000, $1,40,000 also. 1,40,000. Think of it, 1,40 into almost some $70. For dollar, 70 rupees. 1,70 into 70. Almost 1 crore bill we are paying on a monthly basis for an AWS account. Okay, this is how AWS will look like, where we have to save some amount by using some services, which and all services, where we can able to save some cost to our organization. This is how our cloud engineer task is. Okay, so creating the resources and creating the resources in a cost effective manner. The cost should be very low. Whichever the cost is low, we have to provide those services such that they are fulfilling the requirements of the developer team and all. Okay, any doubts till now? So this is how module by module we are going to cover. I have uploaded the syllabus content to the Google Drive, and please share your mail ID to me on WhatsApp, where I'll upload the video. I am recording each and every class, and I'll upload that class after 1 hour. Once the class is over, within 1 hour, I'll upload that to Google Drive. So anytime if you miss the class also, you can able to watch that video. Okay, if you miss to attend any class also, you can able to join. And please practice the class on a daily basis. Don't extend. Suppose tomorrow, today, whatever I have discussed, just go to the documentation of that one. Maybe today, just I have discussed very basics. Tomorrow, let's say if I discuss something about this service EC2 or this S3 or this RDS, just you have to go to the documentation. Then you will get more details, because each and everything we may not cover. But if you go to the documentation and if you read the documentation, there you will get a lot of things and all. So if you got any doubts, next day, just please ask in the next day only, so that we will cover and we can able to discuss if you have any doubts. So don't postpone everything once that service is over, or once the entire uh, course is completed, I'll start practice, then you will not remember at all. Today we discuss something is, then on the day you can able to finish that practice within 1 hour only. But if you are practicing after 1 month and all, if you spend on my video again and again, if you watch my video, then only you can able to do practice and all. So once I upload the video to the drive, you can able to download and you can keep it in your local, and you can watch that video once you are practicing. If you got any doubts, yes, you can watch the video and you can pause and practice the video. Okay, so tomorrow at 6:30 we will meet. Any doubts? Tomorrow we'll start one service. Any one service we will start. Today just the basics I have provided. Shravan, Naveen, Sharath, any doubts? First class.
No, bro.
Okay.
No, not at all.
Okay. Okay, thank you. I'll be closing the session. Tomorrow we'll meet at 6:30 again. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Please like, share, and subscribe.